Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Smart Crypto Investing Podcast. This is your host, Chuck Rivers, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. If you didn't check out the last episode, it was just an introduction to smart crypto investing and what the goal of this particular podcast is going to be. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We are on iTunes, and very shortly we'll be on iHeartRadio as well. Looking forward to that. And we will be eventually start to have guests on the platform. I've actually started reaching out to a couple of people, and I'm looking to really take this thing off, man. It's an exciting time in the world of cryptocurrency. You know, it's one of those things where to a lot of people it's still a fad. But as we get into more episodes, as we start doing more research, and as we start posting more articles, you'll start to see that this is, in fact, not a fad. This is one of them things where when the internet first came out, everybody thought that was a fad. But the internet is how we connect today, right? It's the very core of our society. So be sure to check out the last episode as well. It'll be linked in the show notes. Today's episode is brought to you by the Black Podcasters Network, the Facebook fan page at the Black Pod. I got tongue twisted at the Black Podcasters Network. So be sure to head over there and drop your comments and give feedback on the particular show. On this show, we have multiple shows. So we have the Smart Crypto Investing, which obviously is for investors, particularly people in the cryptocurrency space. We also have Intellectual Dummies, which is a comedy/political show. We also have the Common Sense Experience, which is also a political show. We do from time to time joke on that one, but that one talks about more serious issues. And then we also have the Weekly Journal, which is a business/entrepreneurial podcast. So we have a lot of shows on the network. So we're looking to expand and grow. But the focus for this particular podcast is, as I said before, on cryptocurrency. And the goal is, if you didn't listen to the last episode, which I would actually love for you to do, but just to give you a gist of it, the goal of it is to help people develop the proper philosophy when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. There's a lot of hype out there, forums on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook groups, Telegram. I think that's an app that's mainly used by people who invest or who have an interest in cryptocurrency. But you hear a lot of jargon out there, right? So what we want to avoid as much confusion as possible. We want to narrow the focus down. We want to help you as an investor, either current investor or a new investor, develop the right philosophy when it comes to investing into cryptocurrency and how to actually make a profit from it and do it long term. So what we're going to do for today's episode is we're going to go through some terms that you'll normally hear, or that you will hear, that you will hear throughout the cryptocurrency space. And this is a PDF document. I got it from a Life Progression Project. I think that's the name of the company. I'm not sure. Believe it or not, I completely forgot where I found this PDF. But if I find the online version, I'll definitely a link to it in the show notes, so that way you can see. And I'm not going to read every definition, but I'm just going to go over a few of the words that you'll hear and just give a brief definition, so that way as we get into more episodes, you'll start understanding and knowing what some of the terms are as we start talking about them. So I'll go through them really quick. There's 11 terms, 11 words. And the first one is cryptocurrency. Second one is blockchain. Third one is volume. Fourth one is change. 5 is spread. 6 is I always get tongue tied when I say this word. Volatility. Am I saying that properly? Volatility. Address, private key and public key, altcoin, miner, and wallet. So, cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is a digital currency that uses cryptography to secure the processes involved in generating units and conducting transactions. So pretty much it's like a, I don't know. It's kind of hard to attach an analogy to this. It's pretty much sum it up digital currency. Let's just say that. Let's not complicate it. Let's not get into the technical jargon. Let's just say it's pretty much digital currency. The second one is the blockchain. The blockchain is like a digital ledger. So you know how when you used to write checks and in your checkbook, you had that ledger where you had to write all the transactions that you did, the date and time. That's what a blockchain is. But of course, it's electronic. And because it's open source, people can see the actual transaction that's taking place. So what happens is because cryptocurrency is growing at an increasing rate, the blockchain is having to increase the information that it can hold as far as each new transaction is concerned, right? Recently, they had what they called SegWit 2x, or the hard fork. And the hard fork was ultimately a way to reduce the amount of information that was provided in a particular transaction to allow more transactions to link together. And again, I don't want to get too technical, so we'll talk about that in the future, when the future episodes, when we bring on some guests, and that way we'll bring it down to the human level of understanding what that means. The third term is volume. So volume is the total amount transacted within a specific period of time. So typically you'll see the volume on, there's a couple of sites. There's CoinMarketCap. I think that's a website you can go on to look for. Let me just go on and check right now. See, CoinMarketCap.com. Yeah, so CoinMarketCap.com. You can go on there. You can see the market cap of all the cryptocurrencies. You'll have the current price, the volume, circulating supply, and then you also can see the change within the past 24 hours. So CoinMarketCap is one. I'll link to that in the show notes as well. You can also, I believe you can go on Bittrex. Bittrex is the exchange that I use to trade coins as well, Bittrex and Coinbase. So if you go on to Bittrex.com, and there'll be a link to Bittrex in the show notes as well, and you'll see the same information sort of on the Bittrex site. It has the currency, it has the volume, it has a change, has the last price, has a 24-hour high, 24-hour low, and it also has the spread as well. All right, so the next one is the change, and the change is in regards to the price pretty much changing within the past 24 hours. I know on some of the platforms, you can change it to see what the change is in 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 3 months, 6 months. So you can see the change of a particular coin within a particular time period. So say, for example, you wanted to see the history of Bitcoin. You can see what it is doing in the past day. You can see what it's doing in the past week, within the past 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I guess it depends on the particular exchange that you're using to look up the information. The next term is spread. So spread in regards to cryptocurrency markets refer to the difference in price or value of one cryptocurrency listed compared to the same cryptocurrency listed on another marketplace. So you'll see the price, say, for example, Ripple, which is one of the coins that I'm invested in. You'll look at Ripple on, let's say, Bittrex. And on Bittrex, let's say it's trading at 25 cents. But then you pull up another website, GDAX. Then you go on there and you'll see Ripple is trading at 27 cents. All right. So why the difference? Because each exchange has their particular associated fees, transaction fees. So you always want to make sure you pay attention to that as well. Volatility is a fluctuation of price or value. A high volatility can mean a price changes drastically and often, whereas a low volatility can mean a price changes at a steady pace. So right now, Bitcoin is highly volatile. We've seen today is the 25th, and we've seen the price of Bitcoin overnight jump $500-$600. Right, I think right now, if I pull up the CoinMarketCap, right now it's sitting at $8,858.31. Right, I think last night before I went to bed, it was, I think, like 8,200, probably 8,100. So you can see that it's up 7, almost 8% in the past 24 hours. So that's what they mean by volatile. Ripple, on the other hand, is not as nearly as volatile as Bitcoin. Their price increase in the last 24 hours was about 3%, but I'm invested in Ripple, as I mentioned before, and they're at around 25 cents. And I think when I first got in, I bought Minecoin at like 23 cents. So, and that was, I think, almost probably about a month ago. So Ripple's pretty, it's not as volatile as Bitcoin is, but you'll see other coins that may even have, well, right now it looks as if Bitcoin is probably the most, well, no, let me not say that. I was going to say Bitcoin is the most volatile, but it's actually not. If I'm going down the CoinMarketCap chart, I'm looking at Litecoin. Litecoin's changed over the past 24 hours, 11, almost 12%. EOS, I never heard of EOS. Let's see what EOS is. EOS is EOS. I don't know what EOS is, but EOS is up almost 11%. So when you're doing your research on the different coins, and again, we'll talk about this on future episodes, but just to give you just a foundation or give you a starting point, you always want to do your research, right? You don't want to, because somebody on Twitter says, Ethereum is the one to buy, then go ahead and buy Ethereum, or Bitcoin Gold. That's the hot thing right now. See, the problem is, or at least what I've noticed, is that a lot of people are in it for a short term. So they'll say that what's the hot thing right now, right? What's pumping right now? What's jumping right now? And then you have a bunch of people flocking towards this one coin, but then the coin levels out about a day or two after that, right? I remember, for example, when Ripple announced that they had did a merger with American Express, I had my ticker up for Ripple, and I can see the price. It went up from, I think at that time it was like 21, 22 cents. It jumped all the way up almost to 40% or 40 cents in a matter of minutes. I'm like, wow, people are just really like, they're just following trends, right? And of course, Ripple's a good investment. FYI, be sure to check out the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not investment advice. This is for educational purposes only. So if you do make an investment into any of the coins, just know you're doing it at your own risk. And again, just do your research, man. At the end of the day, just do your research. Don't follow the hype. Set some goals. And again, we'll help you develop the philosophy, when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. So the next one is the address. So you'll hear that term a lot. So address in regards to cryptocurrency refers to a location from which you will receive, send, or hold your currency. So it's pretty much a long key. I think it's like probably like 30 or 40 characters where this is the actual address where you send and receive money. So for example, if I want to send money from Coinbase to Bittrex, I would need to enter in my address into Bittrex in order for me to send it from Coinbase, if that makes sense. So it's like an address, right? You need to send mail to a relative. You need their address in order to send the mail, and that's pretty much what the address is in reference to the cryptocurrency. And then the eighth one is the private and public keys. So a private key is an address of alphanumeric characters that allows you to own cryptocurrency. If your private keys are lost or taken, you may lose your cryptocurrency. A public key is also an address of alphanumeric characters. However, it is openly shared with the public and used for making transactions. So private keys are very important, especially in the world of cryptocurrency, because it's decentralized. If your private key were to get out, you pretty much lost all your coins. There's no way you can't file a police report. You can't go to the federal government. It's once that private key is out there, it's pretty much gone forever, and you lost a lot of money. Altcoin refers to a cryptocurrency that isn't Bitcoin. So a lot of times you'll hear people say Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. They all fall under the same thing. Bitcoin is, because it's the biggest and hottest thing right now, so then it's pretty much going to stand out. But just know that Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. Another word for cryptocurrencies are altcoins. So altcoin is pretty much an alternative coin to Bitcoin, right? So an alternative coin would be Ripple, right? Or an alternative coin would be Neo or Litecoin. Those would be alternative coins to Bitcoin. All right. The next one is miner. So let me I want to read this definition. I'm not going to paraphrase it. Let me, because I'm being new myself in cryptocurrency investing space. I'm still learning to figure out what miners actually do, but I'll go ahead and read this definition. So miners play a large part in the blockchain, as they are responsible for recording the cryptocurrency transaction into the public ledger, which is the blockchain. The process of mining involves compiling recent transactions and trying to solve a computationally challenging puzzle. The first miner who solves the puzzle adds their work to the blockchain, and other miners verify it. The rewards are receiving transaction fees from cryptocurrency trading transactions, as well as newly released Bitcoin. So miners, this is a big thing right now in the cryptocurrency space. And if you want more information, you can head over to smartcryptoinvesting.org. You can head over to smartcryptoinvesting.org, and you can check out some more information there. But there's people that literally are setting up mining operations in their house because again, this is decentralized, so anybody can set up a mining operation and they can benefit financially from mining for coins. And again, like I said, I don't want to make this a technical podcast, and I know it probably just got a slight bit technical. So we'll revisit this in a later episode, so that way we'll bring it down to a level that we all be able to understand. And the last and not least is a wallet. And a cryptocurrency wallet is a place you can store your cryptocurrency. There are a number of wallet places where you can store your cryptocurrencies, such as in brokerage accounts, trading exchanges, hardware wallets, and paper wallets. The rule of thumb is, and this is just my personal philosophy, is that I would suggest always a hardware wallet. Right? I mean, of course, you can have an online wallet or a trading exchange. For example, right now, I don't own a hardware wallet. I'm still doing my research on a couple of ones and find out what's the best one. So right now, I just keep my coins on the exchange. So right now, because I own a piece of Bitcoin, I have my wallet is on Coinbase. That's where I hold and store my my Bitcoin and my Ethereum. Right, on Bittrex is I own Ripple, and I also own Lumens, Stellar, I think it's also called XLM. All right, so I keep those stored on the Bittrex exchange. Now, when I do eventually find out the wallet I'm going to go with, then I would of course transfer those over onto the hardware wallet, so that way, in case Bittrex or Coinbase they're compromised, that my coins are saved and I don't have to worry about just losing out on a shitload of money. So. All right, so today's episode, again, I just wanted to cover those brief definitions, and we'll dig deeper as episodes come out and roll out. We'll talk more about these terms and terminology, especially when we start bringing on guests. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really, really excited about cryptocurrency right now, especially going into 2018. It's probably going to be a really, really big thing. And of course, I'm not knocking on the podcast. I've actually learned about cryptocurrency through another podcast, but the focus of this podcast is going to be really be on the philosophical side of cryptocurrency and why you need to be investing, why you should be looking at cryptocurrency, and not only why but how. Like, what's the proper mindset to have? What's the proper approach to take when you're looking to invest into cryptocurrency? So I thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review. If you have a particular question or comment, be sure to shoot me an email at blackpodcastersnetwork@gmail.com, blackpodcastersnetwork@gmail.com. If you wanted more information on the mining piece that I talked about, head over to smartcryptoinvesting.org, smartcryptoinvesting.org. You can actually create a free account there as well. And until next I'm tongue-tied. I'm actually recording this really like 8:06 right now. Until next episode, bye for now.